In today's video, we're diving into something that I get asked about all the time. What are the fastest ways to sell a house in Tennessee? I'm Molly with Cash Into My Home, and welcome to another episode in our Sell Your House Fast video series. Since 2017, Jonathan and I have bought over 300 homes across Tennessee, Georgia, and Alabama, and speed has always been our priority. And today I'm here to walk you through the best strategies to get your house sold quickly, efficiently, and on your terms. Let's dive in. So first things first, what's your timeline for selling? All right, let's get straight to the heart of it. How fast do you really need to sell? I always tell people understanding your timeline is the first and the most important step in deciding your strategy. Think of it like packing for a trip. If you're leaving tomorrow, you're throwing things in a suitcase and making it work. Maybe you're in a rush, but if you've got weeks and months until your trip comes up, you're more likely to plan a bit more carefully. And so selling a house pretty much works the same way. Are you in a rush? If you're staring down a foreclosure deadline, maybe an auction date, or some other situation where time is just not on your side, then speed does have to be your priority. And in these cases, selling to a cash buyer is usually going to be your best bet. Why? Because cash buyers can skip the lengthy loan approval process and can close in as little as 7 to 14 days. That means no waiting and no back and forth with the buyer. It's most of the time fast, direct, and exactly what you need when the clock is ticking. But let me be real with you, and sometimes this is hard to understand. Speed often comes with trade-offs. Cash buyers often will offer below market value because they're taking on a risk and they're looking for a return. However, when time is of the essence, it's often worth to get the deal done quickly and avoid bigger financial headaches down the line. On the other hand, do you actually have a little bit of time to work with? Now, if you're not in a complete rush, maybe you have at least, let's say, 45 to 70 days to work with, you tend to have a bit more leverage, and this is where you can actually explore listing your property with a real estate agent. If you've got the time, you can take a bit more care into preparing the home, pricing it right, and even giving buyers the chance to fall in love with it. However, keep in mind that even with the best agent in the entire world, nothing can prevent you from dealing with the necessary factors of selling your house on the market the traditional route, like inspections, liens, appraisals, contingencies, and even the dreaded request for repairs. So what's more important to you, speed or price? And here's the big question. Is speed your top priority, or are you more focused on maximizing your sale price? If it's a bit of a balancing act, and I'll tell you from my experience, most sellers tend to lead to one side or the other, speed or price. And if you're in a tight spot and you need money in your bank no later than, let's say, the next 30 days, then you're gonna really need to take a true look at your most guaranteed options for actually selling your property. But if your situation allows for the luxury of time and you really wanna squeeze every single dollar that you can out of that property, then you'll most likely put in a little bit more effort to prepare it and put it on the market so you can truly reach that highest sales price point. Just remember, price and time are always connected. If you've got time to wait, you can afford to aim for a higher price. But if you don't, then you'll need to prioritize speed over maximizing that high sales price. So you'll need to take a little bit of a cut from your profits. Take a moment to think about what you really need from the sale of this property. Once you're more clear on your timeline, every other decision like pricing, marketing, and even deciding who to sell to is going to become a lot easier. Trust me, knowing your priorities up front instead of going at this aimlessly can literally translate to you losing months in time and thousands in dollars. So section 2, pricing is everything. If there's one thing that I've learned over my years in real estate, it's this, that price is everything. No matter how great you think your house looks or how quickly you want to sell, if the price isn't right, the buyers won't bite. It's literally that simple. The first step is understanding what your home is actually worth today in today's market. Now, you can start by getting an appraisal, which is a good tool to give you an idea of the value, but here's the catch. An appraisal doesn't guarantee that a buyer will pay that amount. An appraisal is really about what a lender might approve for financing, and even that's only valid if it's recent, within the last year or so. What truly matters is what buyers in your market are willing to pay. That's where comparable sales like comps come in. So these are homes in your area that are similar in size, similar in condition, and that have similar features that have recently sold. Looking at comps is going to give you a realistic sense of what buyers are spending on homes like yours right now. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen sellers overprice their homes because they're emotionally attached to it. Maybe it's the house that you grew up in, or you spent years on renovating it, but here's the hard truth. Unfortunately, buyers just do not care about the memories or how much time or money you actually spent in fixing up that kitchen. What they really care about is the value that they're getting. What are they getting for their money compared to the other options that they have on the market? And this is especially important if you're selling an inherited or a probate property. Often people will attach sentimental value to these types of homes, which can lead to clear overpricing. My advice is get multiple professional opinions, whether it's from appraisers, agents, or even experienced cash buyers, to ensure that your price is grounded in reality. And if your goal is to sell fast, your pricing strategy has to reflect that. A competitively priced home will get more attention, more offers, and ultimately sell faster. So here's the thing. The first 2 weeks on the market are absolutely critical. Your listing is fresh and buyers are most interested. If your price is too high, you're going to miss that momentum and the property will sit on the market. However, the longer that it sits, the more buyers assume that something's wrong, and you're most likely going to have to end up lowering your sales price at the end of the day. On the flip side, pricing your home slightly below market value, and we're talking about slightly, can actually create a bidding war, especially if you're in a competitive market. I know that it seems counterintuitive, but sometimes pricing lower can get you more in the long run because it actually attracts multiple buyers who will eventually drive up that price. So at the end of the day, price is what gets the deal done. Whether you're selling to a cash buyer or you end up listing that property on the market, the right price can make all the difference between a quick sale and a long, drawn-out process. Take time to do your homework, get realistic about your expectations, and price your home in a way that works for your goals. When it comes to selling fast, nothing matters more than getting the price right that very first time. Section 3. Here are your options for selling your property fast. So when it comes to selling your house quickly, let's focus on what actually works. Over the years, I found that there are really only 2 reliable ways to sell your house if you need to sell it fast. And that is selling to a cash buyer or working with a top real estate agent. Everything else, like the DIY methods or unconventional approaches, tend to be a gamble. And most especially if speed is your priority, these options are not your first bet. Let's break down these options so you can decide which one is going to make the most sense for your situation. So option 1 to selling your house fast would be to sell to a cash buyer or a cash home buying company. Cash buyers are your go-to if you need a quick, no hassle sale. Cash buyers are typically real estate investors, or they may be larger companies or funds, but they typically specialize in buying properties as is, where is. Again, they can close pretty quickly, so in as little as 7 to 14 days, and they won't require repairs, and they will not require that traditional financing. So this will make them the perfect choice for properties that need a lot of work, may not qualify for a loan, or you're in a situation where time isn't quite on your side. And if you are really in a time crunch, whether it's due to foreclosure or you need to relocate, you have double mortgages, selling to a cash buyers is truly going to be one of your most fastest and straightforward paths. Just keep in mind that most cash buyers will offer less than the market value because, again, they're going to take on those risks and planning for those repairs, and especially if they're reselling the property. But again, if speed is your priority and you're looking for a simple process, the convenience that they can provide can far outweigh the lower sales price. The key here is to vet your cash buyer. So look for someone that's local, ideally, that has good reviews and a solid closing track record. There are so many shaded players out there in the market, and you want to work with someone's reputable, so take the time to do your homework here. And the second option for selling your house fast would be to work with a top realtor in your market. If you've got a bit more time, like 60 days at least, a skilled real estate agent can help you sell fast while minimizing your price. Section number 5, and the most important section, is don't waste time. If your goal is to sell quickly, the one thing you absolutely can't afford to do is to waste time. Every day that passes without action is a day closer to missing out on potential buyers. Whether you are selling to a cash buyer or you're gonna put that home on the market, preparation is key to avoiding delays and getting your house sold as fast as possible. Start with a home inspection. A home inspection before you list can be an absolute game changer. It gives you a clear picture of any major issues like structural problems or outdated systems that could slow down the process while you're in escrow. You can either decide to fix those issues up front before you sell your property or adjust your asking price to reflect them. But this proactive approach shows buyers that you're serious, and it helps you avoid surprises during negotiations, which can often derail a quick sale. Get ahead of the game while you can. If you're pursuing cash offers, don't wait. Start reaching out to buyers now. Get them in to view the property and collect multiple offers, as many as you can, so you can compare them and move forward with confidence. If you're listing, then you should begin preparing the property immediately. That means start by decluttering, deep cleaning, doing the staging, and addressing any repairs right away. Every day spent procrastinating is a day that you're not marketing your property. And do not forget to look at the paperwork. Don't overlook the paperwork. Have all of your documentation ready from the start. Title deeds, disclosures, and any necessary permits. If you're unsure about the property's history or any potential title issues, work with a local title company or an attorney to run through an expedited title search. This will help uncover any problems and resolve any unhidden liens or anything that could potentially hold the sale of your property. A little effort upfront can shave weeks off of your selling time. By addressing repairs, tackling paperwork, and title issues upfront and marketing your home effectively, you'll be doing everything you can to improve your odds to sell your property quickly. And if your goal is to sell as fast as possible, let me tell you, the last thing that you can afford to do is waste time. Every single day counts. Trust me, the very biggest difference between a smooth, fast sale and a long, drawn out, frustrating process is all about being proactive about every single process and every single step in the transaction. So if you're looking for help understanding your best options or you're ready for an offer on your property, then you can give us a call. As long as you have a property in Tennessee, Georgia, or Alabama, we would love to make you a straightforward offer. You can give us a call. Our information will be down below. We would love to take a look at your property and see what we could offer you.